Farrah Fawcett wasn't just a Hollywood icon. She was a symbol of beauty, freedom, and fierce independence. But behind the dazzling smile and feathered hair that made her a household name was a woman quietly enduring the deepest kind of pain. The world remembers her as the star of Charlie's Angels, the poster girl who launched 1,000 dreams. Yet few know how her life ended, in silence, sorrow, and inside a home that would eventually be forgotten and abandoned. This is the story of Farrah Fawcett's tragic death, her heartbreaking legacy, and the properties she left behind, each one a reflection of who she really was, not just the woman the world thought they knew. In 2006, at age 59, Farrah Fawcett received devastating news. She had been diagnosed with anal cancer, a rare form of cancer that carried stigma, shame, and little public understanding. Most would have hidden it. Farrah did the opposite. She fought back. She began chemotherapy and surgery with optimism. By February 2007, on her 60th birthday, the Associated Press reported she was officially, for a moment, it seemed the battle had been won. But that hope was heartbreakingly just 3 months later, her doctors discovered the cancer had returned. This time it had metastasized to her liver. The prognosis was grim. Stage 4 anal cancer with liver involvement carries a survival rate of less than 20% over 5 years. Instead of Farrah made a choice few expected. She refused to undergo a colostomy and chose instead to seek aggressive, alternative treatments in Germany. It was a deeply personal, controversial decision, but one that captured her courage. In Germany, Farrah underwent complex treatments under Dr. Ursula Jacob, including tumor removals, liver perfusions, and embolization therapies. She embraced a mix of traditional medicine and holistic techniques. Back in the US, she continued chemotherapy, never giving up. Throughout this ordeal, she recorded everything. With her closest friend, Alana Stewart, Farrah documented her experience on camera, every hospital visit, every moment of hope, every heartbreak. The result was Farrah's story, a raw, unfiltered documentary that aired on NBC in 2009. It was not glamorous, it was not pretty, but it was real. 9 million people watched that night, and in doing so, they witnessed the truth behind fame. A woman who refused to be silenced by illness or shame. But even as her documentary earned her a 4th Emmy nomination, this time posthumously, Farrah's health continued to decline. Her fight was inspiring, but it was also coming to an end. By May 2009, Farrah's condition had deteriorated severely. She was bedridden, weak, and under for treatment. Ryan O'Neal, her longtime love, revealed publicly that the end was near. Farrah's only son, Redmond, who was incarcerated at the time, was allowed a rare, heartbreaking visit. Shackled and under supervision, he sat with his mother as she lay dying. Her 91-year-old father also made the journey to Los Angeles to say goodbye. On June 25, 2009, Farrah Fawcett passed away at 9:28 a.m. in Santa Monica. She was 62 years old. At her side were Ryan O'Neal and Alana Stewart. Her last chapter, just like her life, was filled with both quiet dignity and deep emotional complexity. Her funeral was held on June 30th, a private, emotional gathering for family and close friends. Redmond, still in custody, was escorted to the ceremony and delivered a moving tribute to his mother. But even in death, Farrah's life remained tangled. Her former love, Greg Lott, whom she had dated in college and reportedly reconnected with in the night, Ryan O'Neal, kept him away from seeing her before she passed. According to Lott, their love was real, and her public relationship with O'Neal was just for show. Farrah's living trust revealed she had left Greg Lott $100,000 and Ryan O'Neal nothing. Her will was a statement, silent but loud. Farrah's story began far from Hollywood in Corpus Christi, Texas. Her childhood home at 926 Rosedale Drive was a simple 3-bedroom, 1-bath suburban house built in the 1950s. There were no red carpets or paparazzi here, just tree-lined streets, family dinners, and bedtime prayers. She was a local beauty from a working-class family voted most beautiful in school every year. Her roots were humble, and she never fully lost them, even as she skyrocketed to fame. Years later, that modest house would sell for under $130,000. It wasn't just real estate, it was a monument to her beginnings. In 1976, Farrah and her then-husband Lee Mages bought a grand 9,000-square-foot estate in the elite hills of Bear, Los Angeles, with formal dining rooms, sprawling gardens, and a private tennis court. It was the dream of every rising Hollywood star. Farrah held on to the home for over 20 years, and her marriage ended. It symbolized not just success, but a turning point in her life. She sold it in 1999 for $2.7 million. Then came Farrah's Malibu beach house, shared with Ryan O'Neal, was her sanctuary. It was cozy, oceanfront, and filled with laughter, art, and peace. But in 25 years after her death, the house was destroyed in the devastating Palisades fire. Ryan O'Neal, already in poor health, was crushed by the loss. It wasn't just a home, it was the last living piece of Farrah. During the later years of her life, Farrah found solace in a hidden Lake Tahoe, estate 22 acres of quiet shoreline, forest trails, and still waters. She often spent time there to reflect, escape, and heal. It was the opposite of Hollywood, no flashing lights, no noise, just peace. After her death, the Tahoe estate became a luxury rental available only to a select few. Guests today sip coffee on the same deck where Farrah once sat, absorbing the mountain air that brought her peace. Eventually, Farrah downsized. She moved into a small, elegant condo on Wilshire Boulevard in Los Angeles. As her health worsened, she chose simplicity and comfort over luxury. Friends visited often. She edited her documentary here. She reflected here. And in many ways, this quiet condo was the final, honest chapter of her life. Farrah Fawcett's estimated net worth at the time of her death was approximately $20 million. She left most of it to her son Redmond, despite his legal and addiction issues. Greg Glott received a portion. Ryan O'Neal, despite decades of love and turmoil, received nothing. In the end, Farrah Fawcett left behind more than homes or money. She left behind a story, one of extraordinary beauty and heartbreaking strength. A woman who lived in the spotlight but died in silence. A woman who turned her pain into power. A woman who never stopped fighting. And a woman whose legacy continues to glow, even in the darkest corners of Hollywood's memory.